And here we are again. This is Kristen coming to you from Empathy in Action. And in our series of interviews with role models and leaders and individuals from Central New York who are making a difference, providing services. Today we're talking to Summer Merrick. She is the Director of Help Me Grow for Onondaga County. And I'm excited to hear about what you do and what your organization does and the services that they provide. So if you could share with us maybe what a typical day would have been like for you pre-pandemic. Let's go back 4 or 5, 6 weeks. And what were you doing then? I'm assuming you were not in your home as you are now.
No, so being home for me is actually quite new. So for Help Me Grow, it's brand new in Onondaga County. We just had our 1-year anniversary in January. So it's a new resource in Onondaga County for parents or caregivers or daycare providers who have kids birth to 5. And our goal is really to teach them about child development. And we do that in a few ways. One, by having trainings, but also we're pushing out these ages and stages questionnaires for parents to kind of complete so they kind of know like what is expected of a 2-month-old, a 3-month-old, a 1-year-old. And while they're doing these things, we kind of go over communication skills, gross motor, fine motor, personal social, and there's one more that I'm forgetting. It'll come back to me. So typically we do that. I'm at WIC or DSS 2 days a week for each one. So I spend a majority of 4 days out in the community. And I'm there at WIC on Onondaga Street. And basically, well, it's on Gifford Street now. So I'm there on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I'm at WIC in Liverpool in the afternoons. And then I'm at DSS, Department of Social Services, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm really out in the community just trying to meet parents. And also a big part of Help Me Grow is connecting them to community resources and like early childhood programs. So if they're interested in Head Start, or they want to know about like a library playtime, playgroup that they offer, or if they're just curious about what their kids should be doing, and if they're not doing that, how do we connect them to like home visiting in the county, or just even give them tips and things that they could be doing at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, wow, I could have used that about 30 years ago. Just to be able to contact someone and say, I'm at a year old with my daughter. This is what's happening. It must be hugely reassuring for them because I know, especially first child, you bring them home and no idea what to expect and what's going on. And to have an expert to go to, that's amazing. So
yeah, and the nice part about our services are we're completely free. All you have to really do is live in Onondaga County, and we have families contact 211 and just ask for Help Me Grow. So we're really kind of pushing out 211, where families like you call 911, you can now call 211 for help. And so they're able to connect you to resources. But say if you have a kid in the household and you're like, I just really have some questions, you ask for Help Me Grow and you get connected to me.
That's great. So let's move on to, last week. I know things have changed, resources might have changed, or the way that you provide your resources. What are you doing now and what have you adjusted?
So the one thing that we're doing now differently is we're home. So we're not out in the community anymore, which makes me really sad because that's probably the favorite part of my job, really meeting parents and just connecting them. So we're still collecting phone calls from 211. We've seen a really big increase in those phone calls. But when parents are calling, typically we would just be like, these are the places. We still give them the resources to get there. But if they're saying that they're unable to get there to get the resources, say if they need formula, diapers, wipes, the county has been really helpful in being able to send out some of their workers to actually drop off the formulas to families and make sure that we're still practicing social distancing, but families are still getting their needs met without having the worry that during this crisis that their kid may not have formula or they're running out of diapers. So we're really trying to be hands-on with our community partners to figure out what are their needs, making sure that they're fully stocked. So kind of making phone calls every week to say, hey, like, do you guys have diapers? Do you have formula? Is there anything that we can be doing behind the scenes to making sure that you guys have all the resources and necessities you need to make sure that when families are coming there, they're being helped?
That's great. That's great. And what about trainings? Are you working with all the parents who are home now who may not have been before and maybe helping them come up with plans for what to do with their children?
Yes, so we're definitely still doing that outreach part. Parents are still contacting 211. So when they do call, we'll kind of talk about like, hey, do you want some activities that you could be doing at home? We have been toying around with the idea of kind of starting our own Facebook videos to really show parents how do you use household materials to kind of play with your kids. Because I think the hardest part is that parents are home now and they may have to kind of start working. Like for me, I have to kind of change my schedule to be able to work and still parent my child and do schoolwork. But also for the kids 0 to 5, I mean, it's easier with older kids a little bit, but that 0 to 5 population, what can we be doing during this time to kind of really get them to play? So during the next few weeks, we're definitely going to be rolling out some videos for parents, just using household things and how can you create that playtime, but also like learning with your kid while they're home.
Right. And creating that socialization that they're missing, that's so important during those years, I'm sure.
Yes.
So here you are on Empathy in Action. I know you incorporate empathy into what you do. It's just ingrained in helping people through the services you provide, but would you like to address that in any way?
Yeah, empathy I think is really big, just really understanding and kind of putting myself in their shoes and saying like, if I was a mom with a young child, my kid's 7 now, but when he was like 2 or 1, what would I want somebody to help me with? And how do I go about doing that where they still have their respect, but they still feel like they're being listened to? And I think that's a big part while we're kind of working with our community partners to say like, we understand what the needs are and we're going to make sure that you have what you need so that that kind of worry is kind of away.
One thing I'm loving that I'm hearing from so many people is the connections that they're making with other service organizations in the county and things like that to make sure that all the gaps are getting filled in. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
really
that you've done that.
Yeah, I'm so proud of this county. I will say that over and over again. We have great community partners. And I think even before this, we were great. But I think now we're going to really highlight that and seeing like how we're all coming together. And it's like, whatever it's going to take to make everybody get through this, we're willing to do the work.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I'm becoming extremely proud of the county every time I talk to someone and the way that they're integrating their services. So I want to give you the opportunity to share whatever you'd like, to provide any information or just, say a hi or a thank you or whatever.
So first, I want to say thank you to everybody, all our community partners that have been working with me. I appreciate it from Help Me Grow aspect, but I know that the community appreciates you guys just kind of just being open and just being willing to just help in any way possible. One thing I definitely want to push out to families are, if you need something, please reach out to 211. It's such a great resource through Onondaga County and the ability to kind of say, this is where you are, and they can kind of pinpoint places for you to go to that's right close to you. But also even saying like, this is maybe if you go over a block, this is there too. But really, if you call 211, ask for Help Me Grow, you will get me, which is really nice. And if you have any childhood questions about your kids, this is the perfect time if you want some free activities. You can definitely reach out to Help Me Grow. We will be fine with either texting them to you, emailing them to you, or even if you need like a little video chat. I'm just trying to work with technology to kind of push that out. And then one thing, we've just partnered the Early Childhood Alliance. So Help Me Grow is underneath the Early Childhood Alliance. And we just partnered with the libraries to kind of create these little flashcards. So they're on the website, and I will tell you guys the link for it. I believe it is, they're calling them the Making Small Moments Big. And it's through the Onondaga Library. So onlibrary.org, and it's Making Small Moments Big.
Great. And I will connect that also with the video so people can link to it. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate for you having me.
Okay. And take care of yourself and your loved ones. And we'll see you post-pandemic. Okay?
Yes, we're excited. We will get through this. I think that's the biggest message, that this is just a moment in time, but not for us to lose ourselves. And we're going to get through this, and we're going to come back bigger, stronger, better than ever.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Take care.